In a career spanning over 4 decades, George Wendt became a fixture of American pop culture. Not with the flash of a leading man or the intensity of a method actor, but with the relatable charm of an everyman. Best known for his legendary role as Norm Peterson on NBC's Cheers, Wendt brought warmth, humor, and heart to millions of living rooms from the 1980s into the 2000s. As of May 2025, at the time of his passing, Wendt had an estimated net worth of $4 million. While never the highest paid actor in Hollywood, he was one of its most cherished. His fortune came not just from Cheers, but from numerous guest appearances, film roles, voice work, and Broadway performances. But George Wendt's true wealth was in the love he received from audiences, friends, co-stars, and his family. Early life. George Robert Wendt Jr. was born on October 17, 1948 in Chicago, Illinois. He was the son of Loretta Mary, Howard, a homemaker, and George Robert Wendt Sr., a Navy officer and realtor. The Wendts were a proud Irish-German, Catholic family, deeply rooted in their faith and local community. George grew up in the Beverly neighborhood on Chicago's South Side, in a lively household that included 6 sisters and 2 brothers. With 9 children under one roof, humor and chaos were part of everyday life. An early training ground for the comic timing that would later define his career. He attended Campion Jesuit High School in Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin, a school known for its discipline and religious rigor. After high school, Wendt enrolled at the University of Notre Dame, but lasted only a semester before being expelled for poor grades. He later joked that his GPA was 0.0. However, he rebounded, transferring to Rockhurst College in Kansas City, where he eventually earned a bachelor's degree in economics. This detour from the conventional path would become a running theme in Wendt's life. Never quite what was expected, always landing on his feet. Personal life, love, family, and faith in 1974. While working with the Second City comedy troupe in Chicago, Wendt met actress Bernadette Burkett. Their chemistry was instant, and they married in 1978, remaining together until his death in 2025. The couple had 3 children, and Burkett had 2 from a previous marriage, whom Wendt helped raise as his own. Fans of Cheers may be surprised to learn that Burkett was the voice of Vera, Norm's unseen wife on the show. Though Vera was often the subject of Norm's barstool jokes, in real life, George Wendt had a stable, loving marriage, a testament to the depth behind his comic persona. Wendt remained a devout Catholic, a faith he never abandoned despite the trappings of fame. He was known to be grounded, humble, and quietly philanthropic, particularly when it came to supporting Catholic charities and children's hospitals. He also co-authored a humorous memoir, Drinking with George, a barstool professional's guide to beer, in 2009, blending autobiographical anecdotes with beer lore, a nod to the persona that made him famous. Professional career, from barstools to Broadway. Wendt's career began at Second City, Chicago's famed improv theater, where he spent much of the 1970s honing his comedic craft. By 1980, he was landing small roles in films and TV shows such as Taxi, Soap, and MASH. But everything changed in 1982, when he was cast as Norm Peterson on a new NBC sitcom called Cheers. Initially written as a minor character, Norm quickly became a fan favorite. Wendt's delivery of the one-word greeting "Norm" became a cultural catchphrase, and his witty one-liners cemented him as a sitcom legend. He appeared in all 275 episodes, over 11 seasons, and earned 6 consecutive Emmy nominations for Outstanding. Supporting actor. After Cheers, Wendt continued to work steadily. He starred in his own short-lived sitcom, The George Wendt Show, in 1995, made memorable appearances in The Simpsons, Family Guy, and Frasier, appeared in films such as Fledge, Forever Young, and even Spice World. He also graced the Broadway stage, taking on roles in productions like Art, Elf, The Musical, and Hairspray, where he played Edna Turnblad to critical acclaim. George Wendt never strayed far from comedy, but he brought pathos and subtlety to even the broadest roles. Whether playing Norm or Santa Claus, he made every line matter. House tour and car collection. Modest luxury. Despite his fame, Wendt lived a relatively modest and grounded lifestyle. He and his wife resided in a spacious 9,400 square foot home in Thousand Oaks, California, complete with 7 bedrooms, a home library, and a wine cellar. The property, valued at over $3.8 million, featured lush landscaping, Spanish-style architecture, and plenty of space for family gatherings. As for his car collection, Wendt was not a flashy buyer. He owned a handful of classic American cars, including a vintage Ford Mustang and a Chevy Impala. His love for timeless styles extended from television to the road. He was also known to spend summers in Chicago, where he remained deeply connected to his roots and even returned occasionally to perform on local stages. College career. The journey to maturity. George Wendt's college years were turbulent, starting at Notre Dame and ending at Rockhurst University. His brief academic failure did not deter him, but shaped his identity. It taught him humility and resilience, something that made him all the more relatable to fans. Rather than a straight line, his path to success was winding. He often credited his time working odd jobs and studying economics for giving him real-world grounding before entering the unpredictable world of show business. Later in life, Wendt would return to Rockhurst to speak to students, encouraging them to embrace their failures as part of the process. Course of death. A quiet goodbye. George Wendt passed away peacefully in his sleep on the night of May 20th, 2025, at his home in Los Angeles. He was 76 years old. According to family statements, Wendt had been struggling with health issues, including kidney disease and reduced mobility in his final years. He had largely retreated from public life, but was still actively involved in family activities and occasional charity events. His death came exactly 32 years to the day after the series finale of Cheers aired in 1993, an eerie but poetic farewell. George Wendt was more than just Norm from Cheers. He was a consummate character actor, a family man, a comedian with heart, and a figure who bridged generations. He never needed a lead role or a blockbuster to leave his mark. His gift was making people feel comfortable, welcome, and seen, whether at a fictional bar in Boston or through a Broadway curtain call. He is survived by his wife Bernadette, his children, grandchildren, millions of fans, and a single bar stool that will always be waiting for Norm.